Hey everybody, it's Heidi with Ascend Therapy Services here for day 7 of our 12 days of Christmas. Today we are going to talk about how these rubber gardening gloves can really help with our compression stockings. So we're going to kind of bounce back to a few days ago when we talked about those compression stockings, and they're still pretty tricky. You need to have some good fine motor strength, some finger control, movement to use those in whichever fashion we do, and these gardening gloves can help with that. So I'll show you a couple of things that we can do with these. We're going to come back to that compression stocking donor that we talked about on day 2. And actually, I'm not going to put these on yet. With that stocking donor, right, we come here and we put the stocking on just like this. But sometimes it's still really hard still to get the stocking all the way on the tool because, like I said, we need to have that fine motor control and strength. We pull here, we pull back here, we push this way. And for some people it's pretty easy, for some people it's pretty difficult. So if your fingers or your hands are not quite as strong or you have a hard time reaching the right places, this is a great way to do it. So I'm going to just put these gloves on. And then instead of having to pinch and pull in all the different directions, I can just take my hands around the outside on these bars here and just start pulling down. And I'm not really even squeezing too hard as I'm pulling. I did it this way the other day in the demonstration, but I had to really squeeze it. With these gardening gloves, it makes it a lot simpler to pull this stocking on to the stocking donor. And here we are, the toe's already right there. It's super simple. I just kind of pulled it down and now it would be ready to put on. So I'm going to, I might as well use it to put this on, but if we've had the stocking on your foot, I'm not going to use it properly because I just want to get it part way on, but not all the way, to show you this next step with the gloves. Okay, so say that you are able to bend over and get your stocking a little bit on your foot, but you have a hard time getting it all the way, but you do have the mobility to lean over or to pull your foot up and get it, but it's hard to get the stocking all the way up because they are super tight. So with these gloves, it just gives more traction. And the same way we pulled it on the stocking donor, we're just going to pull it up our foot a little bit at a time. And I'm going to adjust this a little bit. And I can just kind of rub on my foot with my hands and it pulls it up. And then we go here and we're going to rub around the heel and on the ankle. We have to do that kind of at the same time. And we still pull a little bit here to get it up. And then at the ankle again, we just use the gloves and squeeze our foot. Kind of adjust it a little bit here. And again, you just get that traction on the gloves. And so you can pull the stocking up, because what's really important with compression stockings is not to have little creases. I don't know if you can tell, there's a crease here, some down at my ankle still. So a good way to get the creases out is using these gloves, and you can just kind of pull around the creases, lifting that all the way up till it's up here. Now there's a little bit at my ankle still, so I'm going to pull that up. It got stuck down here. So if I have a hard time pinching it and pulling, I can use these gloves to just kind of roll it up slowly but surely. There's a little crease by my ankle, so you just kind of keep going from the bottom to the top till the stocking is on nice and smooth. No wrinkles, all thanks to these gloves. So I, for one, never would have thought about gardening gloves when we're talking about getting stockings on, but they are a really big help, both using the stocking donor and getting them on yourself without them. So if you have a hard time with your compression stockings, one thing about the stocking donor is that they come in different sizes, but sometimes they're a little too small to get on people's legs, or the bigger ones are harder to get the stockings on. So this is a way that the rubber gloves can help. Either use it without the donor or by getting the stocking on the donor, as we showed. So that's day number 7, our rubber gloves to help us get our stockings on. Hope it's helpful, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 8.